my name is Eric Neff. I'm the Director of Admissions Advisement for the Dumpke College of Health Professions here at Weber State University. Today we're going to talk about health administrative services and long-term care. First off, and most importantly, you need to know about this program is that, yes, it may be a standalone program where you have to apply and pay to be able to get accepted. However, everyone who wants to get into the program, as long as they fulfill what's on the applicant checklist, they're going to have a spot reserved for you and you're going to be able to start. However, there are some deadlines that you need to know about. Just be aware of the September 15th and the February 15th deadline. Do you need to have everything done when you apply on those soft deadlines? No, you do not need to have everything done. So let's say you're taking Accounting 2010. That's the last course you need to have done. And you're like, oh my goodness, here comes September 15th. I'm going to be enrolled in that for fall semester. Will that count towards my application? Guess what? Yes. Yes, it will count towards your application. So if you're working on any of your prerequisite courses or you're finishing up those prerequisite courses and you apply, that will count towards your application. So, and the other thing which is really nice is that if you're worried about your overall GPA, let's say your overall GPA is below the required GPA on this applicant checklist, we don't look at overall GPA with regards to this department. We look at Weber State GPA. So if your Weber State GPA is a 3.0, but your overall GPA is a 2.5, guess what? That GPA requirement on this applicant checklist will be fulfilled. And you can see that right here down below us, what the GPA requirement is. Right now it's a 2.75 overall or Weber State GPA. So either one of them we'll look at. If your Weber State's below 2.75, but your overall GPA is above, we'll still allow that to count for that requirement. All right? So let's review what is required for an individual trying to gain acceptance into the HAS program. Now, really quickly, before we jump into that, though, I want to recommend a couple of things. I want you to go and take some time to watch the English and Math video that you can find on the website, on the same website that you found this video. Take some time, review that, find out where you're at math and English wise. That's really going to help you to be able to navigate your college semesters and help you to finish those really, really important general education requirements. And if you notice at the top of this applicant checklist, you have to have English 2010 done with a C or better, and also your Math QL completed with at least a grade of C or better. All right? So you need those two areas completed, and so it's really nice to be able to review that information with that video that Shauna Pitt has prepared. So thank you, Shauna. Good times. Anyway, going on with regards to HAS. So the next thing, so A, I want you to watch that video, but B, I also want you to know the difference between HSA and long-term care. HSA is Health Services Administration. What that means is that these are the individuals who are running, traditional clinics, hospitals, labs, so forth and so on. So these are the people, if you go to like the Ogden Clinic, you want to go and talk to an administrator, they usually have an HSA and then they have their MHA. So if that's what you're interested in, then you may want to do the HSA route and then look into the graduate program afterwards. The long-term care emphasis are those individuals who are working in care facilities, nursing homes, and the like, okay? I will be honest, it's usually easier to get a job with a bachelor's only in the long-term care, and it's only a couple extra courses, so I usually recommend that you do the long-term care emphasis because it's only a couple extra courses, maybe 2 or 3, and then you can still go back and do HSA if you want to, if you did the long-term care. So it's kind of nice. I usually recommend doing the whole thing with long-term care, but it's totally up to you. Some people don't want to be in the geriatric area of healthcare, but just remember, you're the boss. You're the one who's running the clinic. It's nice that you know your patients, but you're in charge of, budgeting, hiring, firing. You're in charge of schedules. You're in charge of like public relations, marketing, those sort of things. So you're not really the person who's providing the bedside manner. So it's okay to work in the long-term care because you're not the one bedside manner, okay? So anyway, what are those things on this applicant checklist that you need to fulfill to be able to apply and get into this program? Well, like I said, everything has to be, all the classes on here have to have a grade of C or better. You need English 1010, you need your Math QL. That could be either 1030, 1040, 1050. Heavens, if you've taken 1080, that works too. If you've tested out, that works. You're good. So as long as your Math QL is done, you're good. If you have to take a class C or better is fine, all right? You need to have Health Science 1101, which is medical terminology done. That's with the C or better. Then you can take either Zoology 1020 or you can take an Anatomy Physiology series. Now we have two different series here at Weber State. You can take the Health Science series, which is Health Science 1110, Health Science 1111, which is Integrated Human Anatomy Physiology, where you're learning anatomy physiology simultaneously. Or you can take the Zoology series, which is Zoology 2100 or Zoology 2200. And I know they're not on this applicant checklist, but we'll count them, so that's fine. So to know that we'll take, wow, sorry about my really bad chicken scratch handwriting. Left-handers on the computer doesn't work very well. So we'll take Zoology 2100 or 2200. And remember, that series, you're breaking it out. You're learning anatomy for one full semester, then you're learning physiology for one full semester. And once again, I want to apologize for my handwriting. These computer programs don't really work well for left-handers, so sorry about that. Anyway, going back to it, if you just want to take Zoology 1020, which is a one-semester course instead of taking the full 8 credit hours or 2 semesters of anatomy physiology, go for it, especially if you know this is what you want to do, okay? All right. So moving on, all those courses have to be with a C or better, remember that. Then you need to take Accounting 2010, C or better. There are no prerequisites for that class. You can go right into it. Now, the next one is you could take either Econ 1010 or Econ 2010. Be prepared. If you want to take the 2010 or Principles of Economics, macroeconomics, you need to have, I think that's microeconomics actually, you need to have a prerequisite Math 1050 has to be done with a C or better to be able to go into Econ 2010. So let's say you took Math 1030 or you don't want to take 1050, you know what, you're just fine. Take the 1010 Econ course instead of 2010, pass with a C or better, and that will fulfill this requirement, all right? But you do have an option. You can take either or. Next, you need to have your HAS 3000, the Introduction to the Healthcare System course completed with a C or better. It's a really great class. This is the course that's going to tell you whether or not this is the direction you really want to go. So it's a great foundational course. Last but not least, you need to have all of your general education requirements met and then have a GPA of above 2.75. Remember, that could be either overall or Weber State. And then last but not least, you just need to fill out the application, pay a $25 application fee, and submit it back to the Admissions Advisement Office in the DCHP or the Dumpke College of Health Professions. And that's in room 108. You can always see the wonderful gals in there. They're always really helpful and nice and kind. So anyway, with regards to that, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email at any time. We'll be able to help you with that. And yeah, thanks so much. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.